Hello, good morning students. Today I am going to discuss on the mitochondrial structure, ultrastructure of the mitochondria, its definition in functions. So mitochondria definition. Mitochondria are oxygen consuming ribbon shaped cellular organelles of immense importance floating free throughout the cell. So mitochondria are oxygen consuming ribbon shaped cellular organelles. You know that mitochondria are known as powerhouses of the cell. So they consume oxygen and release energy rich molecule ATPase. So oxygen what we inhale, that would be sent to mitochondria for oxidative phosphorylation. Oxygen what we inhale is used actually inside the mitochondria, not in the cytoplasm. So you know it very well. In oxidative respiration, aerobic respiration, mitochondria play very important role for the production of ATPase. So mitochondria are oxygen consuming ribbon shaped cellular organelles of immense importance floating free. They are freely floating in the cytoplasm throughout the cell. They are known as the powerhouses of the cell since these organelles supply all the necessary biological energy to the cell by oxidizing the substrate available. Respiratory substrates that are available are utilized by the mitochondria for the release of energy-rich molecules. The enzymatic oxidation of chemical compounds in the mitochondria releases energy. Since mitochondria act as the powerhouses, they are abundantly found on those sites where energy is earnestly required, such as sperm tail. So wherever energy requirement is more, there the number of mitochondria would be more. So sperm tail, sperms, you know, they are motile gametes, male gametes. Their sperm, their movement needs movement of the tail. So sperm tail has mitochondria. Muscle cells, they have to contract and relax. Therefore, they need energy rich molecules, energy. So that energy is supplied by the mitochondria. Muscle cells, liver cells, up to 1600 mitochondria are present in each liver cell. Microvilli, oocytes may have more than 300,000 mitochondria. Typically, there are about 2000 mitochondria per cell, representing around 25% of the cell volume. In 1890, mitochondria were first described by Richard Altman, and he called them as bioblasts. Then Benda in the year 1897 coined the term mitochondrion. So mitochondrion term is coined by whom? Benda in the year 1897. Before him, Richard Altman observed this mitochondria and they named it as bioblasts. They observed these mitochondria in the year 1890. In 1897, Benda coined the term mitochondrion to these cell organelles. Next, see, this is mitochondria. Can you see here? It is bounded by two membranes, double membrane bounded cell organelles. This is outer membrane. Can you see here? Outer membrane. This one is inner membrane. So size is up. Length is about 2 micron. Then the outer membrane is smooth. Outer membrane is smooth. It has no any finger-like projections, no other structural modifications. It is smooth. Whereas the inner membrane, look here, inner membrane is thrown into finger-like protuberances called cristae. These are called cristae. So these cristae extend into the matrix of the mitochondrion. This space is filled with matrix. Okay, matrix, and this matrix has several enzymes that are necessary for the for carrying out the oxidative phosphorylation or aerobic respiration needs certain enzymes. They are present in this matrix. Apart from that, you can also see the DNA molecules. 1 or 2 double stranded DNA molecules are present. Therefore, because of the presence of DNA and ribosomes are also present here in the matrix. This mitochondrion is called as semi-autonomous cell organelle. Semi-autonomous cell organelle. It has its own machinery for the synthesis of protein, DNA plus ribosomes. So in between these two membranes, outer membrane and inner membrane, there is a space. That space is called as intermembrane space. Intermembrane space. This is matrix space, cristae, and this part is, look here, magnified here. This is outer membrane, this one is inner membrane. Outer membrane has porins. Porins are there. Through porin, certain molecules may enter into the mitochondria, or they may leave the mitochondria and enter into the cytoplasm. So enzymes are there. Enzymes of lipid metabolism are present in the outer membrane. This is outer membrane. Outer membrane. Outer membrane is little bit permeable for some molecules, whereas this one is impermeable. This is very selective in its function, inner membrane. So in the inner membrane, the protein complexes for the electron transport system, they are present here, and ATP synthetase is also there. ATP synthetase or synthase. So these are the enzymes of oxidative metabolism. Okay, so this is matrix space. Next, structure of mitochondria. Mitochondria are mobile plastic organelles that have a double membrane structure. It ranges from 0.5 to 1 micrometer in diameter. It has 4 distinct domains: the outer membrane, the inner membrane, the intermembrane space, and the matrix. Thus, it has 4 distinct, segments, domains. The organelle is enclosed by 2 membranes, a smooth outer membrane and a markedly folded or tubular inner mitochondrial membrane, which has a large surface and encloses the matrix space. So the inner membrane encloses the matrix space, which is present at the center. The intermembrane space is located between the inner and the outer membranes. Intermembrane space present between inner membrane and outer membrane. The number and shape of mitochondria, as well as the numbers of cristae they have, can differ widely from cell type to cell type. So the number and shape of the mitochondria, as well as the number of the cristae present inside the mitochondria also differs from cell to cell. Tissues with intensive oxidative metabolism. Tissues with intensive oxidative metabolism. So wherever metabolic rate is more, in such tissues such as heart muscles have mitochondria with particularly large numbers of cristae. Heart muscles have to function vigorously. For that sake, mitochondria have large number of cristae. Here in these muscle cells, heart muscle cells, cardiac muscles have mitochondria with a large number of cristae. Even within one type of tissue, the shape of the mitochondria can vary depending on their functional status. Depending upon their physiological properties, they have different shape. Both mitochondrial membranes are very rich in proteins. Both mitochondrial membranes, outer membrane as well as inner membrane, they are rich in proteins. The outer membrane, let us discuss in detail the structure of outer mitochondrial membrane. The outer mitochondrial membrane resembles more with the plasma membrane in structure and chemical composition. Plasma membrane, you have already understood the structure of plasma membrane. So widely accepted structure of plasma membrane is fluid mosaic model. That model is also present in the outer mitochondrial membrane. Porins in the outer membrane allow small molecules to be exchanged between the cytoplasm and the intermembrane space. Porins are there. Look here, these are the porins. So through these porins, exchange of some molecules occur between cytoplasm and intermembrane space. Right? In between these two spaces, the opening is present as porin. Okay. So porins in the outer membrane allow small molecules to be exchanged between the cytoplasm and the intermembrane space. Next, inner mitochondrial membrane. The inner mitochondrial membrane is rich in many enzymes, coenzymes, and other components of electron transport chain. I told you already, electron transport system, its components are present in the inner mitochondrial membrane. It also contains proton pumps and many permease proteins for the transport of various molecules such as citrates, ADP, phosphate, and ATP. The inner mitochondrial membrane gives out finger-like outgrowths called cristae towards the lumen of the mitochondrion and contains tennis racket-shaped F1 particles. So F1, F0 particles are there. They are also called as Rackus particles. So F1 particles that contain ATPase enzyme for ATP synthesis. This F1 particle of the tennis racket shaped particle has the capacity to synthesize ATP. So ATP synthesis occurs by this particle which is present in the inner membrane of mitochondrion. The inner mitochondrial membrane is completely impermeable even to small molecules. This I told you, the inner membrane comparatively, the outer membrane is permeable, but inner membrane, mitochondrial membrane is completely impermeable even to small molecules with the exception of O2, CO2 and H2O. O2, CO2, H2O can pass through the membrane, but other molecules may not pass through this membrane. Then numerous transporters in the inner membrane ensure the import and export of important metabolites. Different metabolites are being exchanged. So for that sake, there are certain transporters. Next, intermembrane space. Intermembrane space. This intermembrane space is present in between outer membrane and inner membrane. It is a space between the outer and inner membrane of the mitochondria. It has the same composition as that of the cell's cytoplasm. Cell cytoplasm, whatever chemical composition is present in the cytoplasm, same chemical composition is also present in the intermembrane space fluid. There is a difference in the protein content in the intermembrane space. There is a difference in the protein content in the intermembrane space. Then mitochondrial matrix. The mitochondrial matrix, which is the liquid, colloidal liquid, it is area encircled by the inner membrane, contains the soluble enzymes of the Krebs cycle. Soluble enzymes of the Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle, you know it. Krebs cycle, electron transport system, glycolysis. These are the different pathways involved in aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration. So the mitochondrial matrix has soluble enzymes of the Krebs cycle, which completely oxidize the acetyl coenzyme A to produce CO2, H2O, and hydrogen ions. Hydrogen ions reduce the molecules of NAD. So NAD becomes NADH2, FAD becomes FADH2. They are reduced coenzymes. These are actually coenzymes, NAD and FAD. When they are added with hydrogen ions, they become reduced coenzymes. NAD becomes NADH2, FAD becomes FADH2. So both of which pass on hydrogen ions to respiratory electron transport chain, where oxidative phosphorylation takes place to generate energy-rich ATP molecules. These NADH2 and FADH2 pass through electron transport system to produce energy-rich ATP molecules. Then mitochondria also contain in their matrix single or double circular and double stranded DNA molecules called mitochondrial DNA, and also the 55S ribosomes called mitoribosomes. Since mitochondria can synthesize 10% of their proteins in their own protein synthetic machinery, they are considered as semi-autonomous organelles. So, mitochondria can synthesize 10% of their proteins in their own protein synthetic machinery with the help of DNA and ribosomes present within the mitochondria. Therefore, they are considered as semi-autonomous organelles. Now let us discuss the functions of mitochondria. Number 1, the most important function of mitochondria is to produce energy. Mitochondria produce the molecule adenosine triphosphate, one of the cell's energy currencies that provide the energy to drive a host of cellular reactions and mechanisms. So cells can understand only ATP as their energy currencies. So whatever food we consume, that would be finally converted into ATP, and these ATPs are used by the cells for performing various biological activities. The simpler molecules of nutrition are sent to the mitochondria to be processed and to produce charged molecules. These charged molecules combine with oxygen and produce ATP molecules. This process is known as oxidative phosphorylation. So phosphorylation takes place. ADP is converted into ATP in presence of oxidation, oxygen. So ADP is converted into ATP. So phosphate is provided here, supplied here to the ADP by the oxidative phosphorylation. So phosphorylation of ADP occurs by three different methods: oxidative phosphorylation, photophosphorylation, and substrate level phosphorylation. Here in mitochondria, oxidative phosphorylation takes place. Oxidative phosphorylation. Phosphate is added to the ADP in presence of oxygen. So whatever oxygen we consume, that would be utilized by the mitochondria for the production of ATP. So mitochondria help the cells to maintain the proper concentration of calcium ions within the compartments of the cell. So this is another function of the mitochondria. Next, the mitochondria also help in building certain parts of blood and hormones like testosterone and estrogen. Some parts of testosterone and estrogens are also synthesized by the involvement of mitochondria. The liver cells mitochondria have enzymes that detoxify ammonia. Detoxification of ammonia occurs by liver cells, that is helped by mitochondria. The mitochondria also play an important role in the process of apoptosis or programmed cell death. So programmed cell death would be there in our body cells. You know, RBCs have 120 days lifespan, after which they have to perish. That is called programmed cell death. That is done by mitochondria, apoptosis. Some of these cells in our body would be dying regularly because their death is programmed already. Genetically it is programmed. So for that process, mitochondria are also involved. Abnormal death of cells due to dysfunction of mitochondria can affect the function of an organ. Abnormal death of cells due to dysfunction of mitochondria. Sometimes what happens, normal cells, they should perform their functions, but what happens, the mitochondria of these cells may die. As a result, they may not perform normal function. They become abnormal and finally they die. So these are the few functions of mitochondria. So the main function of mitochondria is production of energy rich molecule ATP. So mitochondria take part in oxidative phosphorylation, aerobic respiration in all eukaryotic cells. So this is about mitochondria structure and function. So the last part is assignments. So there are two assignments. First one is draw a neat label diagram of mitochondrion diagram you have to draw, and second one is write any two functions of mitochondria. So two functions. So these are the two assignments of this chapter. Thank you.